You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello, welcome back to the podcast. So exciting to have you here again with me. If you've just stumbled across the podcast either on Spotify or on our website, which is standbymethod.com. Hello, welcome. It is so good to have you here. And if you are a regular listener, thank you as always for tuning in. I really enjoy delivering these podcasts to you because I know from the messages that I get on our DMs on Instagram, which is at Standby Method Acting Studio, that so many of you take so much away from these episodes. So yeah, absolutely love delivering them to you. Just want to give a little disclaimer before I get into the crux of this episode. Everything that I share in all of these episodes are things that I test out on myself first to make sure that they actually work and I can back up my claims. I am the type of method acting coach that would never ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. So everything I share in every single episode has been tried and tested by myself. And that's how I can then pass this information on to you because I know that it works. And anything that doesn't work, I don't share it with you. Unless I think it's going to be useful, then obviously I will to help you avoid it. So I then go on to test these things out with my students. So again, I can say that the experiment is repeatable because it is almost like I'm doing a little science experiment with my own acting career and then passing it on to my students and obviously you guys as well. So this episode is all about whether it is actually possible to get cast within 2 months in a paid role. So last year, I decided I wanted 2 paid film roles and I wanted an agent within a 3-month period. So I know that's slightly different to 2 months, but we'll get to the 2 months a little bit further into the episode. But I gave myself a 3-month period to do this. So I set myself off on something called a sprint. Now, sprints are what I teach my students about. You may or may not have heard of them. They're a proven formula for setting and achieving goals. And it's basically what separates the wheat from the chaff. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. What I mean by this is it's going to separate out those actors who, obviously, we all love acting. Of course, we're all passionate about it. We're inspired by acting. We want to do this for a living. But those that are getting paid acting work and then start to get paid acting work regularly and then start to raise their visibility and get more doors open for them are doing something very different from those actors who struggle to get the paid acting work, which is why I'm here recording this episode for you, because I'm going to help you. If you are one of those actors who struggles to get that paid work, you've got to do something different. Because those who struggle to get the paid work are running nothing more than an expensive hobby. And we actually want you to run a business. And that's what I mean by separating the wheat from the chaff. It's why I don't call your acting dreams your acting dreams. Because dreams without action are just an expensive hobby. It's why I call them acting goals. Because we've got to get into that mindset of thinking like a business. So anyway, let's go back to my sprint then. So in my sprint, I got super clear on what I wanted to achieve, which was 2 paid film roles and an agent. And I got super clear on why I had to achieve this. And I broke my sprint down into manageable action steps. And this is what you need to do. But what I need to let you know is that I ran my sprint alongside my day job. And my day job is Standby Method Acting Studio. I run the business. I'm the method acting coach and I have a lot of things to do in my day job of running Standby. So that could be planning lessons, coaching students in all the various programs, in all the paid programs, in the free workshops that I deliver, creating and publishing these podcasts, doing the accounts. I have lots and lots, that's not an exhaustive list of the things that I have to do. That's just a tiny little percentage of the things that I have to do. This is a very full-on job and it takes up a lot of my time. I also have family and friends to see. I also have my fitness training that I have to fit in because I train 5-6 times a week at the gym or running, self-defense, all those sorts of things. I also have to fit in my own practice of the craft because I am an actress as well. And At the time that I was running this sprint, I was in the thick of the domestic abuse that I was going through and having to have therapy for it. Not oversharing with this, and I'm not saying all of these things to wear this busyness of a badge of honour, because that's not what it is. I'm saying it to inspire you, because I know you have a full life as well. I know you have lots of things going on, and I need you to know it is possible to run an acting career alongside your daily life commitments and get a paid acting job within 2 months. So here's what I did. I gave myself a particular time each day to focus on my sprint. So I got in a very good routine with it. Now, routine is one of these unsexy things in the acting industry that doesn't really get spoken about. We'd rather talk about characters and being on set and auditions. But routine is key, because this is where positive habits are built. And this is where many actors struggle, because they simply do not have a solid routine. And that's because they're not thinking like a business, which leads me on to my next point is I was thinking like a business. Now, I run a business, so I understand the mentality of that. And maybe that's something that's a little bit alien to you. But in a nutshell, the life of a freelancer, which is what you are as an actor because you are sourcing your own work, is if I don't promote myself and I don't get visible, I don't earn money from acting. And we've got to start talking about this. We're in it to earn money, and that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It's fair exchange for you to get money in exchange for your services. So I had the mentality of a business. So I had a good routine and the mentality of a business. Now, because I did the sprint, got the routine clear, thought like a business, I achieved 2 out of my 3 acting goals in under 2 months. And I'm telling you that I didn't achieve the 3rd one because I need you to know it's okay when we don't hit them all of the goals. So the 2 out of the 3 goals that I hit was I landed 1 out of the 2 paid acting jobs in under 2 months, and I got signed by an agent. So if I can do it, you can do it. And there's no secret to it because I've just told you what I did. Now, there are stories in the industry that you can be an unemployed actor for months to years. And yes, there are people out there who do find themselves unemployed as an actor for months and months and months and years and years and years. But I'm here to tell you that what you do now compounds. So if you start putting these things to use that I've just told you about and you start utilising them, and if you get structured enough, you can make it happen. You can get yourself a paid acting job within 2 months, because 8 weeks is a good amount of time to get some flow going, to get some momentum going. I'm not the only one who's done this. An ex-student of mine is a point in case. This past student of mine bagged 7 weeks of back-to-back paid acting work in a row. Now, I did a podcast on this and I interviewed this student, and this student reveals what they did. And these were all different productions. It wasn't just the same production for 7 weeks. It was a mixture of projects. And this is not the only student who's achieved this. I've had students get focused on getting musical theatre work because, yes, you can use method acting in musical theatre as well. And they ended up focusing so hard that within a very short space of time, they ended up in a paid musical theatre job that then went and toured abroad. How exciting. So let me recap. The key to all of this is focus, routine and structure, mindset work, and working in manageable sprints. Now, many actors just want to know, how do I connect to the character? How do I connect to the emotions? How do I get rid of the nerves? These are all important. I know they are, of course they are, because you have to have the skills at the auditions to stand out to get the job in the first place. But many actors are not combining craft, which is the skills I've just spoken about, with business. And this is where they are falling short. Because, as I've already said, talking about things like strategy, focus, routine, accountability, it's not sexy, because all we want to do is we want to get in a character and we want to act. But you can't get in a character and act and get paid to act if you don't have the strategy, the focus, the routine and the accountability in the first place. You have to have it. It's not spoken about enough in the industry. And this is where I would like to think that I can help you further, because I always combine business with craft. It is imperative for the survival of your acting career, that you learn about these things, as boring as they may sound, as unsexy as they are. So as I've already said, the 2 out of the 3 goals that I achieved in under 2 months are 1 paid acting role and getting signed by an agent. And it's because I was strategic, I was focused, I had a good routine, I was accountable to myself. Yes, these are not exciting things, as I've said plenty of times, but they work. Now, these words might be alien to you. You might be thinking, strategy, what's a strategy? How do I create one? Routine, accountability, what's all this about? And you might right now not know how to think like a business. And it's okay, because it's not widely taught in the industry. So I want to help you with this. I want to help you start combining performance with business so you can actually get paid to work. I've got an upcoming free of charge workshop that combines both the craft of acting, method acting, and the business of acting. And I'm going to be taking this episode even further. Oh yes, because there's more detail than what I can share in a 15-minute podcast episode. I'm going to be showing you in detail the exact steps I took and what those steps looked like to get that paid film role and that agent in under 2 months. And I would love you to come and learn these simple strategies, because when you put them to use, you'll actually find they're easier than your brain might be telling you that they are right now. Because when we don't know something, the brain tells us it's overwhelming, it's complicated, it's too hard, but it's actually not. I'm going to be breaking it down very, very visually for you. So all you need to do is click the link which is underneath this episode to reserve your place, because this free workshop, this free 2-hour workshop, is taking place online Thursday the 28th of September. Spaces are filling up. Currently, I think we're almost at the 50% mark of the spaces. They are going to go, because this is nuclear strength stuff. It's dynamite stuff that you need to take you from getting no acting work or unpaid acting work to getting paid work. Now, if you can't make it live, don't worry, there's going to be a recording of the class available for anyone that can't join live. This is essential stuff. You really don't want to be missing this training, because this is the stuff that is going to catapult your career and change your career. So go and click that link underneath the episode. Just tell me where to send the workshop link to, and I'll get it sent to you straight away. And I'll see you in the workshop on Thursday, the 28th of September. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors Handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.